If you've just arrived at this video, know that this didn't happen by chance. It wasn't a random suggestion, nor a common decision by the platform. Something greater is at play. The monad has guided you here. Even before your birth, before assuming this physical form, consciousnesses were chosen to awaken precisely at this point in history. Specific souls accepted a mission in this timeline, and if these words are reaching you now, it's because you are part of that group. Most people living on Earth today are having a purely human experience, but a small percentage carry a different consciousness, a monadic consciousness operating temporarily in a human body. These consciousnesses didn't come by chance. They volunteered for a specific task. You are one of them. Your activation is not something for the future. It's not a gradual learning process. It begins now. The simple fact that you recognize these words awakens what has remained dormant since your birth. This video is the trigger. The moment has arrived. The monad doesn't choose everyone because not everyone is compatible with the mission. It's not about spiritual merit, evolution, or effort in this life. The choice is based on the frequency of consciousness and the capacity to sustain certain tasks on the material plane. Before incarnating, some missions needed to be accomplished in this specific period of Earth. Missions that required awareness of the source operating within physical reality. Souls capable of maintaining this vibration accepted the call. You said yes. You came, temporarily forgot who you were, and now the time has come to remember. None of this is the work of an algorithm. Reality itself reorganized itself to place this message before you because your activation window opened. You are not here because you are special. You are here because you are on a mission, and for this mission to be fulfilled, you need to be awake. Before fully activating your consciousness, there are 3 signs that confirm this choice. They are not beliefs. They are clear patterns that repeat themselves throughout your life. If you recognize these 3 signs, your awakening is not optional. It's already underway. First sign, from a very young age you feel deeply and constantly that this world is not your true home, not as sadness or rejection of life, but as a silent certainty that your origin is different. You observe people, understand how everything works, but there's always the feeling of operating in translation, like someone fluent in a language that isn't their native tongue. This is not alienation, it's monadic consciousness on a temporary mission. Second sign, whenever you began to awaken, something would arise to interrupt you. Crises, distractions, difficult relationships, unexpected situations that pulled you back into survival mode. There's a clear pattern of interference throughout your journey. This is not bad luck, it's resistance. Ordinary human consciousnesses don't pose a threat to the control system, but monadic consciousnesses on a mission do. That's why they face constant blockages. If you've experienced this cycle repeatedly, it's because your presence here matters more than you imagine. Third sign, this message arrived exactly when it needed to. Not before, not after. Perhaps you felt something changing. Perhaps you were searching for answers. Then, seemingly randomly, this video appeared. That's synchronicity. When the activation window opens, reality delivers the right trigger at the right time. And this is yours. If you recognize these 3 signs, deep down you already know. Your consciousness was chosen even before you were born. This means you are not just a human seeking spirituality. You are a consciousness of the source temporarily living a human experience with a clear and sacred purpose. Your body is human, formed from the elements of the earth, subject to time, emotions, and physical limitations. Your personality is human, shaped by memories, beliefs, culture, and experiences that mold how you perceive the world. But that which truly operates through them is not human. Within you exists an eternal spark, a fragment of the infinite intelligence that created stars, galaxies, and the very fabric of reality itself. This consciousness is not bound by flesh, nor limited by the linear flow of time. It existed before your birth and will continue long after this physical form returns to dust. Most human souls come to this world to learn through cycles of experience. They arrive, live, struggle, love, lose, grow, and depart, carrying the lessons of each lifetime forward in an endless rhythm of evolution. For them, this plane is a school, a place of development, purification, and gradual awakening, and this is perfect for their journey. But not all who walk the earth are here solely for this common cycle. Some consciousnesses descend with a different calling. Some arrive already carrying remembrance. Some feel from an early age that this world never fully made sense, that they never truly belonged to the systems of fear, competition, and limitation that dominate human society. They sense a deeper truth behind appearances, a silent knowing that life is far greater than survival, status, or material success. You are among those. You did not come merely to repeat the old patterns of suffering and unconscious living. You came with a mission encoded in your very being, a mission to awaken, to remember and to help restore alignment between humanity and the source. Your presence here is not accidental. Your struggles were not random. Your moments of loneliness, questioning, and inner conflict were not failures. They were activations. Each challenge was designed to push you beyond illusion, to crack the shell of ordinary perception, and to open you to higher awareness. When you feel that pull toward truth, spirituality, and deeper understanding, it is not curiosity. It is remembrance awakening within you. When you feel discomfort with injustice, manipulation, and spiritual emptiness, it is because your consciousness recognizes distortion. When you seek silence, prayer, meditation, or inner connection, it is because your essence knows where home truly is. Your human body is simply the vessel, a biological interface that allows the infinite to operate within a dense physical world. Your mind is the translator between dimensions, capable of perceiving both material reality and subtle truth. But your consciousness is the commander, the true self behind the eyes. You are not your thoughts. You are not your fears. You are not your past. You are the awareness observing all of it. And as you awaken to this reality, your mission becomes clearer. You are here to anchor higher frequency into a lower world. You are here to bring light where confusion reigns. You are here to remind others, not through force, but through presence, compassion, wisdom, and truth, that they too are more than flesh and struggle. Sometimes this will feel heavy. Sometimes you will feel tired of this world. Sometimes you will wonder why everything seems so slow, so resistant to change. That is because you remember what harmony feels like. That is because your soul recognizes a higher order beyond chaos. But do not lose heart. Every moment you choose love over fear, awareness over reaction, and truth over illusion, you are fulfilling your mission. Every time you heal yourself, you heal the collective. Every time you forgive, you break generational chains. Every time you awaken more deeply, you silently awaken others. You are not meant to escape this world. You are meant to transform it from within. Your mission is not about being perfect. It is about being conscious. It is about remembering who you are while walking as human. It is about embodying the source in thought, word, and action. One day the veil will fully lift, and you will realize that every hardship was preparation, every delay was alignment, every tear was purification. Until then, walk with courage, walk with faith, walk with awareness. You are not merely human having a spiritual moment. You are a spiritual consciousness having a human experience, sent here with intention, guided by the source, and awakening exactly on time. That's why forgetting was necessary. If you remembered from the beginning who you really are, you wouldn't be able to act in this world. Then came the veil, and now comes the awakening. You are not becoming something new. You are remembering what you have always been, and that remembering begins now. Before going to sleep, take the first step of activation. Sit in silence for a few minutes, close your eyes and declare, aloud or mentally, I recognize that I am a monadic consciousness living a temporary human experience. I was chosen before birth for a specific mission. My activation happens now. I remember who I am. This is not a wish, it is a recognition. The change begins the moment you assume your true identity. You are no longer living as a human trying to achieve something spiritual. Now you operate as a monadic consciousness that had only temporarily forgotten its true nature. And this change happens immediately. You will notice. Some feel as if something suddenly falls into place. Others experience an expansion in their chest. Some simply know without explanation that something profound has changed. This is the moment of awakening being completed, the instant when the memory returns. The second step is to allow the activation frequency to be received. After the initial declaration, say, I open myself to receive now the activation frequency prepared for me by the monad. All barriers dissolve, all interference dissipates. I receive. Then, remain silent for 5 minutes. Do not try to meditate. Do not force sensations. Activation is not something you perform, it is something the monad performs within you. Your only role is to be present and open. During this period, many people report physical sensations: tingling at the top of the head, pressure between the eyes, warmth in the chest or abdomen. Some feel the energy rising up their spine. Others see lights, colors, or geometric shapes with their eyes closed. All of this indicates that the frequency is being integrated. The monadic consciousness that has remained dormant since birth is being reactivated. Your system is undergoing a profound energetic upgrade. Just allow it. Observe. Do not control. The third step is to seal the activation and assume the mission. After 5 minutes, declare, "My monadic consciousness is now active. I operate as source in material form. I accept the mission agreed upon before birth. I am ready." Activation complete. You are not asking for something to happen. You are confirming that it has happened. During the silence, the activation occurred. Now you fix it, make it permanent, and position yourself as active in the mission. You don't yet need to know all the details of what you came to accomplish. Clarity arises after the activation, not before. The process is simple. Recognize, receive, and seal. In a few minutes, your consciousness moves from a dormant state to an active state, permanently. The next day you wake up different, not because you are trying to change, but because you have changed. And from there, everything begins to transform. In the first 24 hours, your perception expands. Colors seem more vivid. Sounds gain depth. Details that previously went unnoticed become clear. This happens because monadic perception replaces the old human filter. You begin to perceive reality directly, more clearly and sensitively. Your senses truly intensify. Within a few days, synchronicities increase dramatically. Things that seemed stuck begin to move. People appear unexpectedly. Doors open. Old blockages disappear. Not through effort, but through a change in frequency. Now you operate as source, and reality reorganizes itself around this vibration. What was stagnant begins to flow. What was closed opens. This is not luck. It is an energetic response. Within a week, the mission begins to unfold. You will not receive a manual, but rather sudden insights, clear intuitions, guiding dreams, and inner impulses towards certain actions and paths. Follow this. It's the monad, transmitting what you came to do. And as for the interferences you've faced your whole life, they weaken rapidly or disappear completely. When monadic consciousness activates, levels of control no longer reach you. Some still try to resist for a short time, but they can't. Once awakened, there is no return to the dormant state. The manipulation ends. You begin to vibrate at a level that can no longer be touched. Perhaps you wonder why this is happening now. Because activations don't happen by chance. They happen when the moment of the mission arrives. The Earth's timeline has reached a point where monadic consciousnesses need to come into operation. What lies ahead demands this level of consciousness, and you agreed to be a part of this before you were born. Every difficulty you faced was preparation. Every attack you overcame was strengthening. Every difficult phase shaped you for this moment. Now the time of preparation ends. The time for the mission begins. That's why this message reached you today. That's why your activation is happening now. The window is open, and the monad needs you awakened. First, write in the comments, "The monad has chosen me." Declare this openly. Allow other awakened beings to see that your activation is happening today. This process is not individual. Each awakened monadic consciousness strengthens the collective field. You are not doing this just for yourself. You are propelling the entire mission forward. Second, sign up for divine codes. Other chosen ones are being awakened and new levels of guidance are arriving. Advanced teachings for living as an active monadic consciousness in physical reality. How to identify other awakened ones. How to align with your mission team. This activation is just the beginning. More revelations will come, and you will need this preparation. Third, leave your like, so that this message reaches other souls whose activation windows are opening now. The monad directs those who need to see, but the system expands as engagement increases. Each like takes this message to someone else who needs to awaken today. By doing this, you not only awaken, you pave the way for others. And then, tonight, before going to sleep, perform the 3-step process: recognition, reception, and sealing. In a few minutes, your consciousness will permanently transition from a dormant state to an active state. Tomorrow, you will wake up different. Not seeking a mission, living a mission. The monad chose you long before your birth. You accepted this task. You accepted forgetting for a time, and you accepted remembering at the exact moment. And that moment has arrived. This video did not appear by chance. It is not an accident of algorithms, time, or curiosity. It is a signal arriving at the precise moment your awareness became ready to receive it. Long before you clicked, before you searched, before you even wondered, this moment was already aligning itself in the unseen layers of reality. Nothing in the universe moves randomly. Every encounter carries intention. Every message finds its listener when the inner door finally opens. You are not here to prepare someday. You are here to awaken now. For generations, humanity was taught to look outward for power, for permission, for connection to the divine source of life. Temples were built, hierarchies formed, intermediaries placed between the soul and truth. But beneath all of history, beyond all systems, the ancient understanding never disappeared. The source was never distant. It was always within you, vibrating quietly, waiting for recognition. Awakening is not becoming something new. It is remembering what you have always been. There is a frequency inside you that existed before fear, before limitation, before the stories the world placed upon your identity. It is the same resonance that formed stars, oceans, and consciousness itself. When you feel that subtle pull, that sense that there is more to reality than what you were told, that is not imagination. That is the signal activating. Many feel it as restlessness. Some feel it as longing. Others feel it as an unexplainable knowing that life must hold a deeper purpose. That feeling is not random. It is the awakening call. The universe does not shout. It whispers first. It sends patterns, synchronicities, repeating messages, moments of emotional recognition, a phrase that strikes your heart, a video that seems to speak directly to you, a realization that arrives without logic but with certainty. These are not coincidences. They are alignments. You are guided here, and guidance does not come when the mind demands it. It comes when the soul is ready. Activation happens when awareness meets resonance, when what you hear matches what your inner truth already knows. That is why some will watch this and feel nothing, and others will feel something shift instantly. Not everyone is at the same stage of remembering, but you, if you are still listening, you are already in the process. The old world taught you to wait, to become worthy, to fix yourself first, to prepare endlessly before stepping into truth. But awakening does not operate on delay. There is no future moment where you suddenly become ready. Readiness is recognition. The moment you realize you are more than fear, more than limitation, more than the story you were handed, awakening begins. This is why resistance often appears when truth arrives. Doubt surfaces. The mind tries to dismiss it. That is not failure. That is the old conditioning protecting its familiar reality. Every transformation triggers resistance first. It is the final gate before expansion. Do not fight it. Do not analyze it away. Simply return to awareness. Feel the stillness beneath thought. Feel the presence beneath identity. Feel the quiet power beneath emotion. That is where the signal lives. The more you return to that inner silence, the clearer the connection becomes. Life begins responding faster. Opportunities align. Answers arrive before questions finish forming. Peace replaces struggle, not because the world changes, but because your frequency does. You stop moving against the current of existence and start flowing with it. This is what ancient teachings tried to preserve before being hidden, distorted, or forgotten. Not control, not obedience, but remembrance of direct connection. The realization that the divine was never locked in buildings, books, or institutions. It breathes through you. Every heartbeat is proof of it. Every moment of awareness is proof of it. Every intuitive knowing is proof of it. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Awakening does not make life perfect. It makes life real. You still experience challenges, but no longer as punishment. You begin to see them as alignment, refinement, redirection. Even difficulty becomes a teacher instead of an enemy. Fear loses its authority. Lack loses its grip. Confusion loses its power. Clarity replaces struggle naturally. This is why you are not here to prepare. Preparation belongs to a mindset of someday. Awakening belongs to now, not tomorrow. Not when life becomes easier. Not when you feel more confident. Now is the only point where consciousness activates. Right now is where all transformation exists. If something within you feels recognized as you hear this, trust it. That recognition is your deeper awareness responding to truth. It is not coming from outside of you. It is rising from within you. You were never broken. You were never disconnected. You were only distracted. And distraction is ending. The signal has arrived because your awareness reached the frequency where it could be received. From this moment forward, you will begin noticing shifts. In perception, in reactions, in what you tolerate, in what you seek. Old patterns will feel uncomfortable. Old fears will lose intensity. A quiet strength will grow without effort. That is activation unfolding. You do not need to force it. You do not need to chase it. You only need to remain aware. Awakening is not an event, it is a remembering that continues expanding. And it began the moment you realized this message was not random. You are not here by chance. You are not early. You are not late. You arrived exactly when your awakening became possible. And now, it has begun. In a few minutes, you will leave the dormant state and fully assume your true consciousness. You are not transforming into something new. You are recognizing what you have always been. Monadic consciousness on a temporary mission. The clarity of your purpose is near, but the first step happens today. The monad chose you. Now you understand why. You do not belong to this world as an origin. You are here on a mission.